So with Blanca, I just wanted to ask you, like, where did you draw the inspiration from to play her?
Well, I mean, I drew the inspiration from a lot of women in my life. I drew it from my grandmother, my mother, and a lot of trans women who aren't here today. So I try to incorporate each and every one of them, combine them together, and put a little bit of me in it, as we all do as actors and actresses. And that's where I got it from.
Absolutely. And for yourself in the show, in terms of the representation of LGBT and people of color and whatnot, how do you feel about the resonation with the show with the fans? Like, what's your most favorite part about hearing how the show is portrayed?
Well, I love seeing that a lot of kids in the groups, they're finding themselves through the show. A lot of parents are coming to me and saying, listen, my daughter, she's trans and I'm happy with her and I love her, and whatever she chooses in life, whoever she is in life, how she presents or how she, whether it be with career or whatever, they're very, very accepting and open. And I think that's been the most wonderful part about it, is that people are opening up to the young ones. And they're accepting, and they're just letting them move on. They're not policing who they are as babies. I don't think kids need to be policed. I mean, yes, discipline is needed in order for them to know what's right from wrong. But as far as who they are and who they've been since birth, you can't really determine that. So I think that's the best part. A lot of people are very open and accepting.
It's important to nurture that as a parent. I'm a parent too, so I understand. And in terms of Blanca, she was diagnosed with HIV at the beginning of the season. So for her and her growth in season 2, what can we expect to see from her, and just how dealing with her health and dealing with being head of this house now, house mother, and everything like that?
I think as a house mother and having that kind of, at that time, that burden on her shoulders, I think she has a lot of weight that she has to carry, and I think with that, it makes her stronger. We're going to dive into, obviously, some deeper parts, some that I can't really mention just yet, but we're going to dive into some deeper parts and some things that she's never thought she had to deal with, or moments with her kids. There are things that are going to be tackled that a lot of the world has not seen yet. There are stories that haven't been heard. There are it's just a lot that we can touch base upon. I want to go deep, and I'm trying my best not to say anything, but it's going to get a little bit more heavy. And I think we need that, because people need to see the truth about, the epidemic of AIDS in 1990.
Absolutely. And what has it been like working with Ryan Murphy and Steven and Janet and everyone? Can you talk through, some of the behind-the-scenes creative aspect of everything that we don't get to see?
Well, Ryan, I've been watching his stuff since I was 14 years old, going to the balls at that time and coming home and watching Glee on late television or watching Nip and Tuck at my young ass age, excuse my language, 14 years old, watching Nip and Tuck. Who was I? But it was great, and I knew his work was wonderful. So working with him now and coming completely 360 is the best gift I could have ever received. And working with Janet and Steven is a dream come true. Steven has been writing the script for years, and it's finally getting its place in the world, and I feel like it's being done justice, like how it needs to be done justice. And Janet being a part of that and directing for the first time and being allotted to be the first director on FX television show is beautiful, and of color, that's powerful. So working with all three of those people, it's been magical. It's been great.